Hello friends, today we are going to solve max-min problem from the greedy algorithms. The given problem states that you are given a list of an integer array and a single integer k. You must create an array of length k from elements of array such that its unfairness is minimized. Call that array AR dash. Unfairness of an array is calculated at as maximum of that array and minimum element of that array, where max denotes the largest element of the array and min denotes the minimum integer or the smallest integer in that array. Basically, we will be given an array and we have to find the minimum difference between largest and the smallest sub value of in that array. So basically, for example, if we look at it, we have to pick basically two elements, say 4,7, and for our unfairness index we would be subtracting the largest minus the smallest one and we'll be getting a value of 3. The basic idea, again, there will be an array given. This 7 denotes the length of the array, 3 denotes the total length of that subarray that could be formed from that large 7 value array. Once that is formed, we have to find the minimum absolute difference between the largest and the smallest in that subarray. So this is the basic idea. So here we could do it in multiple ways, but one of the best ways I would say is that to sort the array so that the smallest values come uh, in an ascending order, basically. And let's write our code. So first, unfairness index, a basic variable to store the value of largest minus the smallest element, and we'll be initializing with math.infinity, and we will be sorting our array. Once we have find that, we'll be writing a loop for I in range 0 to length of array, but we have to loop it from 0 to length, not length of an array, but length of an array minus k minus 1 plus 1, sorry, because if we look at any variable, for example, if we are sorting this, let's take an example. Our values are 7, 8, 9, 10, 3, and our k value is given 2. And we will be first sorted our array, then it will be 3, 7, 8, and 10, and then we'll be starting our arrays. So small sub arrays would be 3, 7. If we are starting from 0th position, 0, then for 1 it would be 7, 8. For 2 it would be 8, 10. So if you look at it, our length of an array is 4. So 4 minus 2 plus 1. So basically it would be 3. And we are looping it till 3. So when we are looping it till 3 means our loop would be 0, 1, and 2, and it would be ending at 3. So 3 is not counted. So this is our logic for writing it. So while writing loops, be careful about it. And one more thing we could do is that to find the largest and smallest value in our array, basically as our array is already sorted, we do not need to find the largest and the smallest value because we know the exact position where they are going to be stored. So our largest value would be stored at I plus k, because when you're creating a subarray, the highest the highest position in that subarray would be containing our largest value, because it's a sorted one, and the smallest element would be present at the initial value of the subarray. And if it's lesser than unfairness index, written the spelling wrong, but it does not matter, it's just a variable. Give proper indentations. It will be storing that value to unfairness index, and once it is done, would be returning unfairness index. Let's run the code. As you can see, it passed all the public test cases properly. Now let's submit the code. As you could see, it passed all the test cases very perfectly. So guys, as I always keep on saying, if you have a better approach of solving the same problem, there will be two conditions. One is that your code is easier to understand, much more easier to understand, and second would be if you could solve the same problem in an even lesser time complexity, even though this problem is big O of n because you're looping through that array just one time. So this is the basic idea, but here we are also using an sorting. So it would be big O of n plus big O of n square. I guess big O of n only, so it would be summing up to again big O of n, not a big value, but this is the basic idea. And another could be, if it's much more easier to understand, then you could just comment below and share me your code. That would be beneficial for anybody who's watching this video, so that it could be an platform to share knowledge and also spread your knowledge, or also compete with each other on solving the problems. And as always, thanks for watching and stay tuned.